And we are live. Ah, and Wicked Kitten's already here.
Oh.
Hey, Kitten. Buddy old pal, old buddy old mine.
Stop.
Uh-oh, you're frozen. Okay, you're good now. Nope, frozen again. The heck are you doing over there?
Nothing. Being frozen, I guess.
Stop being frozen.
No.
So guys, I can't figure out how to get the music and voice to go for whatever reason. Just doesn't want to accept both. So I figure you guys probably want to hear FN'TT more than the music. So I think we'll go with that.
I'm not always better than music. In fact, I don't think I've ever been.
Okay. So, tacos, eh?
We're not talking about tacos. I can't talk about tacos for an hour.
We got to start with tacos because that's what the people want.
Apparently, I guess.
So aren't tacos great?
I'm fine.
All right. Good job. Now what?
I don't know. I've always thought of tacos as kind of stupid.
What?
I mean,
You take that back.
like, how are you supposed to eat a taco without it, like, disintegrating? Like, you put so much stuff into it, and then you bite into it, and it just, like, falls apart. What's the point? Why not just have a salad?
Have a salad?
Or a burrito, which does not fall apart when you bite into it.
I mean, you make good points, except that a lot of my burritos fall apart on me as well.
Well, you get to put shit in your burritos. Probably.
Why are you burrito shaming me?
Because I can.
Hey, there's some tits in the chat. Tit chat.
Yes. To chat.
I have cat hair on my screen. Okay, all better.
You okay?
We're good.
Okay.
We're good. We can proceed now.
Jeez.
Here, let's go to like the intro screen thing.
Alright.
One sec. Let me remember how to do that. I've been spoiled by Teki Taco doing this for us. Hello and welcome back, everyone, to the Friday Nights with Thistan Thorn, episode 67, Tacos!
We're not really talking about tacos, though, are we?
Hi, Thist.
Hello.
How's it going?
Fine.
What's happening?
Just chilling. I guess.
You don't seem particularly happy to be here.
I am so happy to be here, but I don't want to talk about tacos.
We don't have to
really.
talk about tacos, that's the joke. But Discord wanted us to talk about tacos, so here we are. I like tacos. What do you think of tacos?
I said I think they're silly.
Okay,
They're
well,
like
that was the pre-show.
inferior. They're inferior to the burrito.
Okay.
You know?
I don't know, chat. What do you think about that? I mean, I think...
Would
should
you
weigh in on
rather
that.
have, okay, would you rather have one giant burrito and many small tacos, or one giant taco and many small burritos.
I feel like I would just want the experience of one giant burrito.
Don't you think that'd be a little overwhelming?
I think a giant of any of them would be overwhelming, yes.
Yeah, you're right. There's this picture floating around online. These people who took like a pepperoni pizza and then they put taco fixins in it and then like folded it up like a taco. And then they put, there's like a fucking pizza taco. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
I know. And it looks so good and I don't even eat meat, you know?
That I would try, that I would eat.
Fuck yeah. Fucking like, okay. Like a mini handheld pizza, fucking the cheese, the sauce, the what have yous. Then you put your fucking taco fixins in there. You
Put
fucking
your taco fixins in there.
you hold it, you know what I'm saying? And you fucking eat that shit. And it's like slightly crispy because it's like a pizza, but not a shell. It's a pizza.
Nice. That's pretty dope, though. I'm into the giant crossover foods like that.
That's because you're American. Americans love shit that tastes like other shit.
Yeah, I want to wear it and eat it.
You love
You know?
fruits that taste like other fruits. You love marshmallows that taste
What?
like pumpkin spice.
Fruits that taste like other fruits?
Yeah, there's like fucking strawberries that taste like pineapples.
The fuck?
Yeah, you
I've
guys
never
love
even
that
heard of
shit.
that. You can't say you guys. I've never even
You
heard
got
of that.
you have grapes that taste like cotton candy.
I also happen to remember you going crazy about the grapes that taste like cotton candy, so
I like cotton candy.
I guess that's the American in you. You apparently have some American in you.
No, I don't. I'm 100% thoroughbred Canadian.
Okay, so what we're actually talking about tonight is when I was 17, I had a very good year.
We both realized that when we were 17, it was like the best year we ever had
Yeah.
in life.
Yeah.
I went and got my journal from when I was 17.
Whoa.
I was an anarchist,
Holy shit.
but I also really loved kittens and shit. So
Oh my god, I can't wait to hear what's in this.
all right, so if this works, can you see that? Kind of. That's me with the pink hair.
Nice.
No, you can't really see it. It doesn't matter. I was full on like punk rock, like super hard. What were you like
Punk-
at 17?
punk rock so
Like did you have a look or anything?
No, I was very much like trying to figure all that out. I think 17 was high school. That may or may not have been my Jinko jeans phase. The gigantic jeans. Actually, probably not. I think that was before that. Because I can't imagine having a very like popular sexually active year in Jinko jeans. So it must not have been at the same time. I feel like those two things don't go together. So yeah, no, Daz, I did the cargo pants too. I had many different. I didn't go through phases where I was all one thing. I just had a variety of things, and I would just wear those things whenever they were appropriate. I was actually at a boarding school for high school too, so that was.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was at that school when I was 17 for part of while I was 17. But the summers before and after were both spectacular. My breaks when I was back home from school. You know what it was? I remember now.
What?
I remember going into becoming 17 thinking, man, I hope this is a great year. And then somewhere during the year of being 17 thinking, man, this is a great year so far. And then at the end when I was turning 18 going, god damn, that was a great fucking year. And I think that was due in large part to being told that I was hot for the first time.
Oh.
And then just getting all kinds of fucked up, awesome play. So
Play?
Yes. Getting down with the ladies. It was a very good year for that.
Sure.
And as a 17-year-old male, that's pretty much the pinnacle of what you could describe as a good year. So that was just like, I'm talking about an almost threesome, which is pretty legit. And even the fact that it was just an almost and didn't actually happen. I was only cock blocked by an adult, which really sucks. Not even a full adult, like a 19, 20-year-old guy. It's kind of bullshit, actually. But it was that. There was some like hiding out in like different parts of like a park, getting down with a variety of different ladies. It was a good year.
Wow, no shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was the same though. Fuck, it was all good. I was hooking up and I had the power of the internet. So I was just like, hey, dudes, what's up? I'm a 17-year-old girl. Like, for real though. IRL. What's going on? I'm going to play some WoW. But later you want to get down? You know, it's kind of like that. And it was awesome because, like, I was like straight up punk rock, pink hair, fucking mini skirts every day. Mini skirts. And then I had like this black hoodie, like zip up. And I put studs in it. And I like painted a big anarchy symbol on the back. And I had buttons all over it and shit. And then mini skirts. And I had these boots. And like I saved up a bunch of money. But then this boy offered to buy them for me. So I went halvesies from this place called Trivium. It was like this like goth alternative punk rock store thing. They were knee high. They were platform, and they were all black pleather, except for the tongue was like red plaid, I think. And they're like laced up. I wore those so much that the fucking platforms fell off and I had to glue them back on. But I just wore them every day, and I had pink hair. And that's when I started my band, my first band, the Chad Band. And I was the lead singer and bass player. Oh my God.
Hell yeah.
It was fucking sweet. It was the best year. And I was in high school and all my friends were there and we're just chilling. And I didn't give two shits. And all the Debbies were like pissed off at me because I didn't give any shits.
Remind everybody what the Debbies are.
You know, just the popular girls who didn't like me. It was fucking awesome. Then I started dating this dude named Sean. And he was awful.
Why was he awful? I know we went through this. I know we had like a specific stream, like specific to the relationships part of all this, but you know, this is part of the overall story of the year. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we dated for a bit, and then I helped him. Like, I let him play in my band a little bit before his band started up because he played guitar, and he was really into Slipknot at the time, and we were in grade 11. And he dumped me because he was like, oh, I miss hanging out with my friends all the time. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, because you can go get some from your friends. That's awesome. And then he immediately started dating this like minor niner, which is what Canadians call grade 9s.
Okay.
And yeah. And it sucked because like I had pink hair and she had blue hair. So I wrote this song called Pink is Better Than Blue. And then I performed it in the cafeteria right in front of him.
Nice.
Yes. But anyway, I got my journal because there was this one time at band camp. No, I never went to band camp. There was this one time I was sitting in class and this girl gave me a note about what she thought about me. And it was actually really, let me see here. Let's see. Her name was Janet. She passed it to me in SAP class, which is sociology, anthropology, and psychology class. And it was January 13th.
Like rogue class.
Huh?
Sounds like a rogue class.
It was a fucking sweet class. I'll show you. I glued it into the book.
Okay, what is this that we're looking at?
So it's a note a girl passed to me while I was in class. Okay, you ready?
Ready.
All right. She says, Jess, because that is my name. I think it's really great that you are so self-confident. You can dress the way you do and have pink hair. I wish I had the confidence and assurance of my personal identity. For an entire semester, I've sat behind you and seen how you express yourself. Sometimes my friends say, what a freak! And I get really defensive because you're not, and you're really intelligent. For 2 years, I have tried to say this. This letter might sound a little weird, but I just thought I should tell you. Being yourself gives you a level footing, and you will never fall your real... Hang on. You'll never lose your real self because you're not ashamed of it.
That's awesome.
From Janet. I know, it was so nice.
What a nice note.
And like, I was too embarrassed to like say anything to her after that, and I regret that for sure. Yeah, I just thought that was really nice.
So you read the note and then you were too embarrassed by all the compliments in the note to say anything to her?
Yes.
Aww.
Also, I was a 17-year-old girl and I didn't know how to handle something like that, you know. And I think she was a year ahead of me. I think.
Oh wow! So it was a compliment from a higher up.
From an older lady, not an older lady, but another student. Anyway, point is, that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
I wish I'd done something, and I don't know whatever happened to her either, but yeah, I don't know, man. And it's funny because like, yeah, thanks, Janet. A lot of people would say shit behind my back, but hardly ever to my face, you know. And I think, I don't know why. I really don't, but like, I don't know. I often think about like dressing that way and looking so alternative and stuff, and I wasn't doing it for any reason other than it made me happy. Mm-hmm. And like I've completely lost that level of motivation in my life at this point, you know. Like I don't know, I just like I'll stick on an Overwatch League sweater and be like cool, and then walk out, you know.
Oh, as in, like, that's good enough instead of going through making all kinds of, oh, thanks for the cheers, you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, kidding. Thank you.
I'm thinking maybe, like, I express myself now online rather than in person, you know, I guess. Maybe that's bad. Maybe I should work on that. I don't know. I used to get a lot of joy out of it. Like, I'd go to thrift stores and just buy whatever I thought was cool, and then I would take it home and intentionally like rip it up and then safety pin it back together and like put patches on it and buttons and shit like that. I don't know.
Don't you get a lot of satisfaction out of the online stuff that you're doing now?
Yeah, totally. But I don't think it's the same.
Thinking about getting back into that, maybe?
What?
Thinking about getting back into that then, maybe?
No. No, not at this point in my life. But I don't know. Sometimes I think, you know, it'd be cool to have crazy hair again, but I had it for so long that it doesn't seem crazy to me anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. So we were both doing pretty well at 17.
Yeah, it wasn't half bad. I mean, you know, it's funny how like at certain points throughout your life you find out things about yourself, and sometimes those things you hear from somebody else, like the note from Janet that told you that there was another perspective on your stuff. And I don't know, was that a revelation to you?
No.
Well, that's cool. See, that's pretty cool, because like those are some pretty adult ideas that Janet shared in that note. A little wiser than you would think for a teenager, necessarily.
Definitely.
And the consideration to share it with somebody is pretty cool. But it's good that that wasn't a revelation to you. You were feeling that. You were feeling it. You're feeling yourself. That's good.
I don't know if it was a revelation because I already knew it. I don't think I understood the scope of all of that back then, you know? I think instead of like looking at it as I do now, back then I was just sort of embarrassed and nervous about it and humbled, I guess. So much so that I never said anything about it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I really put that much thought into it. I didn't even say very much about it in my diary. I was just like, oh, look what I got in SAP class today. That's crazy. Anyway, on to dicks. Dicks are awesome.
In that case, let's hear more about that diary then.
Well, let me just find another passage. You tell a story from when you were a teenager.
Okay, so back to this whole threesome thing, because that's probably the highlight, the most interesting thing. I worked at McDonald's from like 15 to 17-ish, right around in there. My birthday was in September, so I would always turn my next age at the end of the summer. And so I turned 18 at the beginning of college, basically. So 17, the summer of being 17 into 18 was my last summer living in a small town in Wisconsin before I moved to Milwaukee for college at Marquette. And I worked at a place called Jellystone Park, which is a Yogi Bear themed campground type thing that's like partial campgrounds, partial RV stuff, partial lodge things, and had things like a mini water park and recreation areas and all that sort of thing. So I had the easiest and best job there, which was security. So I got to ride around in a golf cart, wear a utility belt, wear all black. It was pretty dope. So, you know, some of the teenage girls who came there were kind of into that, you know, man in uniform kind of thing. So I got a little lucky with some of that stuff.
What?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, there's a real deal thing to the whole man in uniform thing. And this wasn't even that much of a uniform either. It was just like, anyway, that was what was going on around that time. But I got that job just that summer, and I had just finished up a job at McDonald's, which I'd had since I was 15, and I made a bunch of friends there, as you do. So it turns out, like, the two hottest girls I knew at McDonald's, of all places, turns out they thought that I was hot, and they were the first two to tell me that on the phone together, like, earlier in the year during a break kind of thing when I was home and talking to them on the phone. So we made these plans to, I should say, those girls made these plans to have a birthday get-together for a bunch of the whole friend group from McDonald's and elsewhere and extended friends, all that sort of thing, at this other, like, park type thing, not the one I worked at. And we got there, and I think it was, like, the first time I kind of, like, not the first time, maybe the second encounter after my very first girlfriend where I, like, realized, like, it was made very clear to me that a female was in the mood. And so that was a really interesting experience because I was new to that whole thing. And, you know, if you can harken back to when you were new to the whole thing as well, it was a really interesting time. Like, this is like, there's a lot of guesswork. There's a lot of uncertainty. You know, you don't know. Yes, hark!
Hark!
Hark! In back to when you were first becoming sexually active. And it was a fucking magical time because I went to this thing and there were these changing rooms by the little beach area thing, and they pulled me in, the two of them, and it got hot and heavy. And I'm gonna leave it there. Did you find a passage?
Oh, yeah. Most of it isn't as exciting as I wanted it to be.
That's okay. It doesn't need to be exciting. This is just your thoughts from when you were a teen, and that's interesting enough.
Okay. So, this is from February 1st when I was 17. I was into a dude named John who lived in Saskatoon, and I lived in Ontario, so that's very far away, but we were chatting online just for reference. And I was in a place called Killaloe, and I was recording music. Okay. Today, we recorded Longview, Macy's Day Parade, and Right Past Me. The latter two are by Green Day, and the third written by us. Formerly known as the Mr. Shackle song, then Shackle revised. I feel kind of hopeless with this whole John thing. It seems like I'm pouring my heart out to him for little attention, and he's just taking it all in with a smile. But that doesn't mean I'm going to start looking for guys in CP. CP is where I'm from. That's the abbreviation of the hometown I was from. Music is my boyfriend. I love bass more. It was cool today. I started jamming Led Zeppelin with Kevin, and then Paul joined in, and then it was just Paul and I, and he was just drumming, and I was just jammed with him. I like jamming with drums better than guitars or other basses. I can just make up shit to the beat and not worry about what notes to play. I'm really getting good at my picking. My bass teacher said last Monday that I impressed him, and last week I learned all of Tom Sawyer. Whoop. Acorn
Nice.
Nobbler. Anyway, that seems to fit. I shall talk to John tonight, I'm sure. And then I wrote my name just in case I didn't know who it was.
Did you sign all of your entries with your name?
Yes, I did.
I think that's cool. You know, if it was
Is
like
it?
a one-off, that'd be one thing, but like there's consistency there. There's a conscious choice. You can keep looking.
I'm thinking,
It's really cool
okay,
that you
so
have that.
legit, I have diaries from when I was like 11. I'm not sure, but I have them all here with me. in a big old suitcase. So what I'm thinking, like I don't have time to do it ever, but what I would love to do is to go through all of them and like take like pictures or screenshots or whatever of all of the most embarrassing stuff, weird as shit, funny as shit, and put it all online for you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I think that'd be funny. Like maybe just do like an Imgur post or something. Because like I worked really hard on all this, and like I never thought that anybody would see it, but
sure,
you know, it's funny now, and none of it matters. So I don't know. I thought it'd be funny.
Question.
Like would that be? Are you asking me a question?
Yeah. About this in particular, when you were writing it, at any time during your diary writing days, did you ever think, like, man, this is going to be nuts when somebody reads this, or I wonder how I'll react when I'm reading it later on, or what if this like gets out and I, you know, people read my personal stuff and it like becomes a public thing?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, doesn't everybody like when they write in their diaries, like isn't there something like always in the back of your mind, just like, what if somebody read this? I better spell everything.
I definitely felt the same way too.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a thing. It's like, I'm going to pour my heart out into this book, but somebody's eventually going to read it. Or then like you just kind of assume that like maybe your family members sneak in and read it. I had my first diary is one of those like little ones, and it has like a lock and key on it. But like it's so flimsy and like cheap and like for little kids that like you could definitely just bust it open. But like I hid the key inside this ceramic J, like my initial, and like the back of it, I like there's a hole, so I put it in the hole and then I'd hang it up on the wall. Oh
wow.
I know, it was pretty cool. When I was really young, I wrote a letter to myself and I went under my bed. I like turned up towards to look at it, and it had like all the springs and shit, and I tucked it into the springs. And I left it there, and I tried really, really hard to forget about it, but I never did. Like tried really, really hard. And so finally, like years and years later, when I was actually moving out of my room for the what I thought would be the last time, because I was moving to Ireland, but I came back because I was having a bad time. I read it, and it was just dumb. I was like, oh,
that sucks.
Yeah.
I think we are. Hang on a sec here. We've got some delay. You're moving like a flip book right now.
Yeah, it's not working.
We're gonna just go back to the intro screen for a minute and get this figured out. Okay, we're back. It looks like there was just some sort of hiccup with Discord, or I'm not sure. So if it happens again, we'll pause again, but sorry about that.
Yeah, there is. What I wanted to mention, though, before I forget, and this doesn't have anything to do with what I was talking about, Pat Crane is going to be on Azeroth Roundtable after the show. So make sure you tune in for that because, you know, it's Pat and Azeroth Roundtable.
And Azeroth Roundtable, to begin with, is worth
yes,
watching.
John and Ben and Pat. Ooh, the trifecta of manliness.
The trifecta.
Oh! Oh shit, Pat's watching. Never mind. I mean,
okay, back to teenage sexual escapades, please.
I don't even know what that means. That's not a thing. But I hear he's gonna be wearing a muscle shirt, like the tank top. Like not only is it sleeveless, but it's also cropped. So if he like puts his arms up, you can see his neck.
Yeah, like the salmon shirt that Ross had in Friends.
Yeah, except much shorter. So like he's got this like California tan now, so you definitely want to get in on. It's oh, thank you, Lance.
Oh, Lance is here too. Hey guys.
That's so sweet. Yeah, so I should have brought more diaries over, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know what? I'm feeling kind of inspired.
Okay, well, you look for more entries, and I'll continue the whole almost threesome story because we kind of left the chat hanging there. Sorry about that, guys. But what we were talking about before, or what I was talking about before, was going to this girl's party. We're all 17. She and her friend indicated interest in a dressing room by a public park beach thing. And, you know, I was a 17-year-old male. I don't give a shit where this was happening. I was just into the fact that it was happening at all. And, yeah, there was three-way kissing, and there was heavy petting, and, yeah, I mean, we were all underage, so I guess that's okay. I don't know, actually. But at least none of us was of age, so that was, like, not a consideration at all. But that's the sort of thing that when that sort of thing happens, it obviously really, really stands out in your memory, and that's definitely a huge contributor to 17 being one of the best years of my life.
Oh shit!
I think it was the first time. I think all of that kind of stuff happened because it was the first time as a like dating active of age to date person that I wasn't in a relationship for that period of time. So I was just whoring all over the place. And when I wasn't at school, because it was an all-male boarding school, it was a target-rich environment, my friend, as they say in Top Gun. Did you find anything?
No, nothing. It's just me complaining, really.
That's okay.
No, it's not. It's not good.
What's wrong with that?
But yeah, it's not good. It's bad.
I mean, fair enough. They're not all winners, right?
No.
But I did have I don't have diaries because like most of the diaries. I mean, I was a guy, so you call it a journal, right?
You were?
But we called them journals because diary sounds female or whatever. The point was, any of the ones that I ever had like would only have a few entries, and then I'd forget about it, and then there'd be another entry that says, "Well, I haven't done this in a while," and then it'd be one entry on its own, and then it'd be in like another year or something like that, and it'd be like, "Oh, well, here's this again."
Way to go!
Yeah, really bad at it. But what I did have instead, and what I still do have, is a bag full of notes from like middle school.
I have one of those too.
Nice.
It's just full of bullshit.
Hey, Fimless. What's up, Nomad?
Hey, everybody. But yeah, I don't know. Like I kept diaries for a really long time. I don't really have one anymore, but I've got this. I think they call them planners in America, and then I try to like write down details of like what I'm going to do and what I have done, just so I don't know, just some kind of record. But like Twitter's really good for that too, you know. And then Instagram is good for that as well. And those apps that like show you what you've done like years before, like Time Hop.
Oh, right,
that's cool too, because it just like it sort of shows you what you were up to. And I think Facebook just does that for you automatically every day. But something weird happened today on Time Hop. Actually, now that I'm thinking of it. So the last time I went to California, when I got to LAX, I got into a Lyft with my coworker, and we were sitting in the back, and the driver was one of those like aliens are fucking real guys, but he wasn't just like I think they're real because I think they're real. He was like, I think they're real, and here's a bunch of like facts, whether or not they're true facts or whatever. But like he had numbers, he had names, he had dates and places, you know. So one of the things that he brought up, and he brought up a lot of things, was this. I don't know if you can see it. Why doesn't this work? Anyway, it's like this carving, and I think it's like Mayan, and it shows this dude, and he's sitting on something, but his feet are in a weird position, and he's holding like controls or something, and type in like Mayan spaceship for me or something. Anyway, so I've never known about this before ever. I don't look at this stuff because it freaks me out. But he's talking about it, and he's saying that like this carving is significant because the way in which this dude's feet are in this contraption that he's sitting on, it's like a pedal that you push it down and you go, and he's holding all these things and he's pointing upwards, so it looks like he's kind of like suspended in like anti-gravity or whatever. So he tells me about this and he's like, just look it up. So I did, and like honestly, I've seen the kinds of things that I used to draw and still draw, and they make absolutely no fucking sense. So I'm not going to look at something. Let me see if this is it. Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to look at a piece of art from like thousands of years ago and go, oh, that is a real thing. You know, it's most likely, to me, I think that it's most likely just some guy was like, holy shit, this is a fucking weird picture and I'm gonna fucking carve it out because whoa. Or he was just really fucking high and he's like, what if this was a thing? Yeah, you know? Because I'm always drawn like, I will draw a coctopus. It's an octopus with like cocks, you know, like 8 dicks, and then like the middle of the body of the coctopus is in fact testicles. And then instead of like shooting ink out of the middle of the coctopus, it shoots like ink out of each cock, you know, to puss.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, so like, what if I drew that and then like 1,000 years from now, somebody finds that piece of paper or whatever and is like, oh my God, this used to be a thing on Earth, or oh my God, this is a dick alien and it totally... I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm not going to say it's not a depiction of a spacecraft and an alien dude driving it, because I don't know, and I'll never know. But I'm also not going to say, like, it is an alien dude in an old spaceship. Anyway, so I've never known about this before. I've never seen it. And I did look at it last month. I saved the picture last month to put on Twitter, and then I deleted it out of my folder thingy because I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, it kind of freaks me out.
Okay.
I look on Time Hop today, and this says that I looked at this picture 8 years ago.
What? Like you linked it or what?
What?
Like you linked that photo or something? Like you posted it? Because you would have had to have done that so it shows up on Time Hop, right?
I posted it last month on Twitter and then I deleted it. But it's telling me that, and like, it's telling me that it was in my camera roll 8 years ago.
What?
Is that fucking spooky?
I didn't even know that it had like tracking of your camera roll.
It's not supposed to. And like, I will post this whole thing on Twitter if you guys don't believe me, but like, I was on the train, I was just looking through Time Hop, and there it was, and I'm like, you know, and it tells you like what, like where it's pulling it from, and it's just the picture, like the symbol is from camera roll 8 years ago. I didn't have an iPhone 8 years ago.
Wow.
What the fuck? So I'm officially spooked.
So the prophecies are true, is what you're saying.
Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. Yeah. I'm all freaked out, but it's fine though, right? Probably. Oh my god, I don't want to get abducted. Honestly, like, okay, aliens have never freaked me out that much because I don't really. I've always thought that like, yeah, they're totally aliens, but they've probably been around for ages. They've seen what we do. They're watching us. They can easily come in and like see what we're up to and just be like, ugh, these beings, they're fucking stupid. And then, you know, like they just fuck off. I don't know, like maybe they need to abduct us, but I feel like they wouldn't be so obvious about it, you know? Like, like the spaceship coming in and like trying to like tractor beam and then like probe you with several fingers at a time, maybe even a thumb as well, maybe in the whole fist. and then like right up to the elbow, like you're like helping a baby calf be born out of the mom cow.
I hope they used it like a forearm condom at least then.
Well, they don't need to because they're aliens. Right?
I don't know. Ask Des. He's talking to aliens who are telling him to give subs.
But yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if I was gonna get abducted, I figured that would be pretty scary.
Absolutely. And that drawing, like the more I look at it, there's some shit going down there. I can see why that creeps you out. And it looks like there's a lot of theories. I'm not looking at the websites right now, but like a lot came up about this thing.
Oh, thank you, Dazzledorn.
Oh, thanks, man. Hey, did you guys hear that? Oh, and the new subscriber from Perfect Nomad as well. Oh, well, that's because of Dazzledorn's gifted subs. Thanks, man. Are you guys hearing the sound effects from that? Because if so, then you're going to hear it a bunch of times in a row.
But yeah, this dude was also talking about like this weird, like, fucking, what was it? It was like a fuck, I don't remember. He was talking about, okay, so apparently there's this satellite called the Black Knight, and it's just been like chilling in Earth's orbit for like thousands of years, and like we've seen it chilling, and we don't fuck with it. But apparently, like every country in the world except China wants to fuck with it, and China's just like, nah, let's fucking light that shit up and explode it because it's watching us.
Wow.
You know, like everybody thinks that this thing is watching us. Apparently, like all the countries of the earth, including my own, apparently Canada, we want to like hoist it to the earth and bring it in and like look inside. But me, I'm like, listen, if this bitch has been like floating around for thousands of years and it's not doing anything to us, maybe we should just fucking let it be, you know? Like, I don't care if some fucking alien's watching me jerk off every night. I don't give a shit, you know? Like, as long as this alien doesn't come down and like do shit to me or to like the earth, then it's like he can watch whatever like there's literally no consequence. Like, what's he gonna do? Right?
Yeah.
What?
That's just, I love the scenario. Like, you don't care about him watching you, but if he comes down to Earth,
shit. What the fuck? Like, I don't care. But like, it's freaky. And then like you look at photos of it, and it's like there is something floating around that's really big. And like this dude in the lift, he was like, yeah, there was a fucking like Italian scientist lady, and she was in space, and she saw spaceships, and like there's proof of her on like video and like audio of her being all like, oh my god, there's fucking spaceships. And then the people on the space station were like, nah, it's cool, don't yell, it freaks them out. And she's like, what the fuck? Except it's all in Italian, so it's like this. It's like this. I don't know, but like, so we're driving from like LAX to Burbank, and that took like an hour, and it was just, and I'd been up since 3 a.m, and it was now like, I don't know, fucking like later that day. So I was really tired, and I was getting really seasick because like if I read too much in the car, I get really sick. And this dude's making me look up all this like weird fucking Machu Picchu fucking alien bullshit, you know? And I believe it because I'm fucking gullible as hell.
Wait.
And what?
Wait, you gotta step back for a second here. Who was the dude who was having you look stuff up?
The Lyft driver that picked me up from LAX who was driving me to Burbank.
Okay.
So, okay. So, and then, okay, so he's like driving around, and he's like lived in LA for years. And he's like, oh, that's where this famous dude died. And that's where this mob guy hung out. And he was where he was hiding. And that building over there is the fucking FBI building. Look at it. It's covered in like satellites and shit. And I'm like, oh my God, they're listening to us. Oh God. And I'm an alien, you know, but like an immigrant, but I'm a legal alien. So it's fine. But like, whole shit, dude. And then he just goes on about aliens, and then he like ends it with the Black Knight and stuff, and he's going on about how he's like met Neil Armstrong and shit. Like, this dude's crazy, and he was given like facts and shit. And like, I'm terrified of space. Like, if we had to leave the planet and go to space for some reason, I'd be like, nah, bitch, I'm going down with the ship. Like, I'm a ground dwelling animal. I will live in the ground. I'm not fucking with the Black Knight. He can just chill up there. It's fine.
So
Right?
I'm aware there's echo, guys. I'm sorry, we got 10 minutes left. It's definitely not getting fixed by now. So apologies and love you, but deal with it.
It's because Techie's not here tonight, so
Right. To make
we don't know. That's why we hired an assistant in the first place.
Right. But you got to give him a night off from time to time, you know? Like, you can't just be doing everything all the time.
Right? I mean, just because we never have anything going on Friday nights besides this doesn't mean that he doesn't, you know?
Right. And it's a Friday night after all. Like, you know? If I was the intern, I'd be like, oh, can I get a fucking Friday night off? Do you guys have to do this on Friday nights? I got shit to do. I got potential threesomes to get in, you know? Maybe he's 17.
He's only 17. 17. That was like my anthem when I was 7. It's weird because like up until this year, not this year like 2019, but like the this year of me being alive,
yeah,
I've felt mentally and physically 17. Like I felt like I just haven't changed. I haven't really learned anything new about myself. I haven't really like grown as a person. And like that sounds terrible, yes, but it's just kind of the way it was. And then like this year, like doing all this LB stuff and doing a whole bunch of stuff at BlizzCon and getting this new job and like learning how to be a professional and all that. And then like I've got so much other stuff in the works that you guys don't even know about yet. It's forcing me to be an adult. Like I literally had to help hire somebody. I'm going to have to help hire people next week. Like I'm producing like shows and stuff. Like, and it's so weird. And like, I have to like commute and junk. It's so weird. And I finally feel like an adult. And you know what?
What?
It's fucked up.
You're also frozen again, but we're going to just wait for it to come back because we're almost out of time. So you're like midway through going, it's fucked up. And you were like,
well, it is fucked up.
I mean, fair. That's fair. So do you have a second favorite year? Not that we're going to delve into it right now, but do you have another year of your life that like what like stood out in particular? Dazzledorn, thanks, man.
Oh, Daz, thank you. No, I can't think of anything right now. Oh, Thord, you got a tier 1 sub to the Lagging Balls Twitch.
My now new favorite year is this year because I got gifted a sub.
Aw.
Thanks, Des.
Maybe. All right, well, I think we'll just end it there because holy shit. But again, check out Azeroth Roundtable. It should be starting shortly. I think it's like twitch.tv/AzerothRT. That's it. John, Ben, and Pat Crane, who legally owns me, will be on that show. And as far as I know, all of them will be mostly nude from the waist up. And they've all been tanning, like not fake tan, like actual like going to a tanning bed in preparation for this. And I believe that they have all bleached their hair and eyebrows and facial hair if they have any. And I'm also sure I mean I heard this is like just rumors, but I heard that they're going to be like talking about like doing cool guy stuff, like guys being dudes kind of like it's going to get real macho, and they're also drinking. So you don't want to miss this. Like it's a literal powder cake. Like it's going to take off. Like it's going to explode. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know what you are saying. They are not live yet, though, unfortunately. So.
No, not yet. But they will be. So we can't raid them yet. But when they are, we should go watch. And make sure to ask Pat a lot of questions in the chat. Like it's important, you know? Like this is your opportunity. Not your only opportunity, because there's been lots of opportunities, but another opportunity to ask him the most important questions. Like, how is his bootleg Hello Kitty collection coming? And where did you last see your twin stepbrother's cousin Guy Fieri in the forest. And why do you keep going outside? Because every time you do, something bad happens to you. And then Thist is like, don't go outside. Maybe you should play more WoW. And then he's like, no, going outside's good for you. It's fun. And I'm like, fuck you, Pat Crane. What the fuck are you doing? And then he goes outside, goes on his bike, and he's like, oh, my butt hurts. And I'm like, yeah, no shit, because you're sitting on it. Like, you're sitting on it in a nice computer chair. Not in the open outside, because that's where Guy Fieri's ready to pounce, you know?
Right.
And he's like swallowing bugs and shit.
Right.
Right?
Yes. Like the half brother cousin Guy Fieri, Guy Fiero, Guy Ferrari. Guy Ferrari.
Make sure to just spam the phrase "sweet baby rays" like a lot.
We still can't raid over though. They're not.
Yeah, but when they go live, just make sure to do that.
Okay, let's just chill here for a minute. Chat, what's your favorite year, whether it was the 17 when you were 17 or not? What year stands out to you? Lance, Daz, Kitten, Draven, Zeph.
Yeah, we're not at 10 o'clock yet. I wish I remembered being a kid. Like, the whole, like, being a child thing just all kind of ran together. And I don't remember, like, specific year.
23.
1984. 23.
25 because my car insurance went down.
That's fair. I mean, that's a good reason, right? 13 for me was really bad.
Oh, bad?
Yeah. Like the opposite of good, you know?
Yeah. That is the opposite of good.
All right, we're going to wrap this up. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Sorry about the audio issues. Just blame Techie. He's not here, so it's his fault. Make sure to watch Azorth on the Table, like we said. Make sure to harass Pat in the chat. I will be there, of course. And have yourselves a fucking awesome weekend. And we'll have another episode of Lagging Balls ready for you at some point this weekend, probably Sunday night, Monday morning kind of thing, to help with your commutes. And we love you guys. Thank you for coming to watch us. Thank you, Dazzledorn, for all of the subs. Thank you for everybody for cheering and subbing and watching and just being here and talking with us. We love to see you. And honestly, like, there's nothing we'd rather do on a Friday night. I guess Techie's, you know, doesn't feel the same way, but whatever. Rogue! It's a rogue!
Okay, we're gonna raid over now. Raid has begun.
Let's go.
8 seconds. Everybody say Pimp Daddy Crane when you get there.
Pimp Daddy Crane.
Bye, guys.